I know you've been playing a lot of like Persona and you're playing a bunch of other games, but during your time with Hogwarts Legacy, um, did did how are you enjoying the game?
Okay, it's pretty good. It's yeah, open world RPG with you get to I've seen since I watch you stream too, so it's pretty much how I'm doing it, except in a much slower pace.
Mhm,
So yeah, I just find the enemy variety and the spells they need more. It needs to be the roster needs to be larger
mhm.
for the sequel, and yeah, Quidditch of course there needs to be Quidditch, but yeah, other than that, it's a solid game for me.
Man, the reason why I'm asking is because I think overall I think people are just just wants to play the game. But when you're telling people, "Hey, you shouldn't play the game because you're a bigot. You shouldn't buy the game because you're destroying trans lives and you don't think that we should exist." No, that's not the point. We just want to play the game. And you telling us not to play the game makes us want to play the game even more. And then you have this. This from Bounding into Comics. Boycott failed. In less than 2 weeks, Hogwarts Legacy has made just as much as Black Panther Wakanda Forever's entire theatrical run, which is crazy.
Insane.
Right? Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav recently revealed the Hogwarts Legacy initial gross revenue totaled $850 million, which is nearly as much as Black Panther Wakanda Forever's entire theatrical run. The numbers indicate those pushing a boycott of the game completely failed. Yeah, it definitely backfired. And it's I think they sold over like 12 million copies,
12 billion, yeah.
right?
The funny thing is for me, I never like yeah, I know this game was announced. This is a big Harry Potter game back then.
Mhm.
I didn't bother. I literally did not care. It's like, okay, good for Harry Potter fans. Like
Mhm.
I'm happy for them that they're finally getting a good game. But I never looked into it. I never read anything about it. I never looked into it until someone on my Discord said, uh yeah, these people are trying to say boycott. I was like, why? What's up with the game? That's when I started looking into the
Mhm.
Hogwarts. Like, it's like, oh wow, this looks really really good. So then it's because of them that I got interested in it. It's like
Mhm.
it really backfired. If me, who's really far off from the Harry Potter fan base, got interested in it, what
Mhm.
more who are people who are bigger fans to the Harry Potter that got interested in this because of the fake outrage.
Yeah. Let's see. Numerous individuals called for a boycott of the game, including failed political candidate Brianna Wu, who tweeted back in January, "My position on Hogwarts Legacy is clear. I'm boycotting it. I think if you care about trans people, you should too. But in what should not be a surprise to anyone, most gamers don't care about trans dignity enough to sacrifice for them. Bay all accounts, and it will sell very well," as she added, which is did. It sold very well and made more money than it probably should. And I think the game, like I mentioned all the time, I think the game at best is like an 8, right? If
Yep,
you don't,
agree.
if you nitpick and you say all these things, it probably is like a 7, right? A
Mhm,
solid
mhm,
7. If
mhm,
you're a Harry Potter fan, it's a 10.
mhm.
And the the thing is that like it you made it worse, right? And I believe I also saw like I think Ryan Kinnell or whoever posted someone from Geeks and Gamers posted a video of like a VTuber who was like, it's like, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm gonna play the fucking game. Yes, I care about trans people. Yes, I care about their lives, but it's not gonna you guys telling me not to play this game. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna play this game. Grow up, right? And that's how it should be. It's just who
Mhm.
cares? If you want to boycott the game on your own time. Don't tell me what to do. Former The Wizarding World of Harry Potter actress Sarah Daniels also called for a boycott of the game. She tweeted from someone who is literally a poster child for the Hogwarts School Choir at Universal Studios: "If I cannot buy Hogwarts Legacy, so can you. It really is that easy. This is one of the best, most memorable parts of my life, but JKR is harming people I care about." Right? During Warner Brothers Discovery's Quarter 4 2022 earnings call, Zaslav said, "As the only studio scaled in gaming, we see it as meaningful differentiator with substantial opportunity. With the successful launch of Hogwarts Legacy 2 weeks ago, we imagine one of the biggest global franchises in the world." Yeah, it's nutty how big this game is, right? $850 million in 2 weeks. It's
Yep.
freaking crazy. Right? You
Yeah.
got so many people playing it, right? You got so many people loving the game, and then now you have the boycotts and stuff, and then And you go over to this article with Luna Lovegood, right? Harry Potter actress Evanna Lynch retracts previous criticism of JKR, says it's important that she has been amplifying the voices of detransitioners. So the thing is, do you like there's a lot of people who are actually like detransitioning from like trans and stuff like that, and I think like she's probably gonna get canceled just for saying this, right? And it's sort of like, yeah, there are people who are like thinking that like we should leave kids alone and stuff like that, and we should, but there are people like, oh, you should transition them at a young age, right? So do you remember this character Luna Lovegood?
From Harry Potter?
Yeah, I think
Or
I think the first time she showed up was in Order of the Phoenix. I think that's when she first showed up, and
it was such it was such a long time ago. I don't remember.
Yeah, and she became what's it called again? Like almost everyone's favorite character because she's like so like weird, like compared to like the normal like wizarding group. She's like the one who stands out the most. Like as you can tell, she wears like pink. What's it called again? She like when she goes to like a dance, like she wears this crazy like helmet thing that has like a lion on it, and everyone just looks normal. Like she's the one that everyone's like, oh, I love her. She's my spirit animal. And the fact that you have someone who is like beloved, right? That's part of the series saying that, hey, it's important that she has been amplifying the voices of detransitioners, and I'm gonna retract my criticism of JKR. Yo, she's gonna get canceled, like guaranteed. Like she was, oh, you should apologize. You should apologize. I have a feeling she's gonna get shit on.
What did she initially say to J.K. Rowling?
I don't know. It might say something over here. Maybe over here.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't
know. Lynch, who portrayed the whimsical Luna Lovegood in Warner Brothers live-action film adaptations, first waded into the ongoing discourse against Rowling in 2020 following the author's criticism of the term people who menstruate. Retweeting an article from the Global Development Agenda-centric news outlet Devex headlined, Opinion, creating a more equal post-COVID-19 world for people who menstruate. Rowling sarcastically questioned, I'm sure there used to be a word for those people. Someone help me out. Wumben, Wimpond, Woomud. Yeah. So basically, she's trolling people, right? Of course, like it's not people who menstruate. People who menstruate are women. So, like clockwork, Rowling's tweet would subsequently prompt numerous accusations of transphobia to be leveled against her, including one from live-action Harry Potter star Daniel Radcliffe. Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and God, who plays Hermione? Emma Watson. They all but basically publicly came out and said we are against her, right? And it's funny. Hagrid, the guy who played Hagrid, came out and said, I stand by her. She can say whatever she wants, and she should have her own opinion. Immediately after he passes away, I think he passed away like a year or two ago. They said that good, you're a transphobe. I'm glad you're dead.
Yeah. I think I encountered that before. Yeah.
Right. And then you have what's it called? God, that toe picture is disgusting. I'm gonna scroll up a little bit. And then you have what's it called again? Draco Malfoy, the guy who plays Malfoy. He comes out and says, I stand by her. She should be able to say what she needs to say, right? She should not be canceled for this, right? It's just like on the people, and of course, people love Draco Malfoy, but he's a Slytherin, so it doesn't matter. He's a Slytherin, right? Responding to the woman for creating the franchise that defined his career in an essay for LGBT suicide prevention organization, the Trevor Project, the actor declared transgender women are women. Any statement to the contrary erases the identity, dignity of transgender people and goes against all advice given by professional healthcare as associations who have far more expertise on the subject than the matter than do either Joe or I. But the thing is, a lot of these doctors, do you know why? Do you know how much money the doctors make? Like, or the procedures they get a shit ton of money for transitioning.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you should do it. It's like I think it's more for money, right? But like because if like transitioning people makes zero money, they wouldn't do it.
Yeah, they wouldn't do it, and I consider their meds. I bet they get a good margin for those meds.
Yeah, Yeah, it's like the hormone, right, the hormone suppressors and stuff like that. Yeah, you get a shit ton of money from like
Yeah.
Pfizer or some shit.
Mm.
Shortly thereafter, ostensibly, feeling the pressure of throngs of Harry Potter fans bearing down on her and demanding she weigh in due to association of the franchise, Lynch would take to her personal Twitter account to push back against Rowling's opinions. Sharing 4 screenshots of the lengthy iOS note, the actress began, I wanted to stay out of commenting on JKR's tweets, and because it feels impossible to address this subject on Twitter, but I am so saddened to see trans people feeling abandoned by the Harry Potter community. So here are my thoughts. So I think this is transcribed, so I can just read this right here. I imagine that being trans and learning to accept love and yourself is challenging enough, and we as a society should not be adding to that pain. Feeling like you don't fit in or aren't accepted by who you are, or the worst, most feeling lonely a human feelings. Most lonely feelings a human can be experienced, and I won't be helping to marginalize trans women or men further. I applaud the immense bravery they show in embracing themselves, yada yada yada. I'm not gonna go through all these things, right? So that said, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna go down to this paragraph. That said, as a friend and admirer of Jo, I can't forget in a generous and love person she is. I disagree with her opinion that a cis woman are most vulnerable minority in the situation, and I think she's on the wrong side of this debate. But that doesn't mean she has to completely lost her humanity. I know so well what it is to feel like to find solace and sense of belonging. You are not too weird to fit in here from Harry Potter, and how important that influences. The influence was helping me accept myself as a young person. I'm so sorry to any trans people who feel that they have been taken away from this community is no longer a safe space. But the Harry Potter world fandom community is literally made up of millions of people. Now and for one, will work to make it feel inclusive because trans women are women. So basically, that's what she said here, right? She basically did like a whole paragraph, right? And going back to this one, I think it's irresponsible to discuss such delicate topic over Twitter about through fragmented thoughts, and I wish Jo wouldn't. So basically, she just like, he just be quiet, like keep this all to yourself, right?
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
what's going on, Curtis? How's it going, man? But yeah, let's see. It's funny that how the ones that preach inclusion and acceptance are the most divisive and hateful people. Yeah, it's the people who are most it's a side of tolerance, right? They're basically preaching tolerance. It's like, hey, you should tolerate people, you should respect people's pronouns, you should respect people's ideology and their stuff. And I think at the most part, like, you should be able to accept if a person who's gonna want to transition. Look, I have no ill will towards you. Just do whatever you want.
Yeah. Do whatever you
Right.
want. Yes.
Let's see. But after mulling the topic over the past 3 years, it seems Lynch has come to disagree with the emotional knee-jerk reaction of her younger self. Reflecting on 2020 kerfuffle during a recent interview, The Telegraph's Eaton Smallman, the actress admitted, I was very naive when I was dragged into conversation. I didn't even know there were two sides. I had a view of like good and bad, she told the UK news outlet. I do have compassion for both sides of the argument. I know what it's like to be a teenager who hated my body so much that I want to crawl out of my skin. So I have great compassion for trans people, and I don't want to add to their pain. I understand being too triggered to be able to have a conversation. If you put me in a room with one of my doctors who treated me in the past for my eating disorder, oh, I'd kick off. Like, I would want to scream and yell names. I do also think it's important that J.K. Rowling has been amplifying the voices of detransitioners, the actress then made sure to note. I had put this impulse to go, let's all just stop talking about it. And I think probably I'm a bit braver now about having uncomfortable conversations. Bringing their conversations to a close, Lynch recalled how she was surprised to see just how fervent and widespread the various backlashes against Rowling has been, especially when she wrote her essay opening up about her history as a domestic violence survivor. I just felt that her character has always been to advocate the most vulnerable members of society. The problem is that there's a disagreement over who's most vulnerable. I do wish people would just give her more grace and listen to her. Yo, she's gonna get canceled.
Yeah,
Shit, about to
yeah.
get canceled, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking out this segment of the Project Eggroll podcast. If you like what we do here, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you will know next time when we go live. We do go live every Saturday at 8 p.m. Once again, we are just getting started. Tons of more video to come. Thanks, and we'll see you guys next time.